We are audible.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, Caleb's first act as King of Tebedra, Lord of the Southern Bandits of Yav, was to assemble a militia in preparation to march on the lost territory of Tebedra Farms, where Lucien's brother, Lucifer Elefakir, the last surviving Elefakir, has set up shop with a orc warband and an array of Aegisian dwarf slaves in an attempt to build something for the Concord. One last favor, he says, before he is released from their service. Lucien hopes to negotiate a truce with the one-eyed necromancer, but Mr. Elefakir has made his stance clear. At the very least, any alliance with him ends in the death of your barbarian, as his lover, Dr. Ampere Kaloum, cannot share a world with the son of the general. Originally, he gave you all 3 days to consider your options and reapproach him with either a surrender or an army. But after a rough night of drugs, binging, and drinking, Lucien has agreed to join the party for a surprise march in the night, arriving 2 days ahead of schedule to potentially surprise the Elvish Elefakir and hopefully gain an advantage over him and capture him, denying the Concord another of their inner circle members and the completion of whatever mysterious project it is they wanted him to accomplish. With that, as Caleb and Whatsis assemble your gathered army, does anyone have any business in Rosewick before you head out to join the militia in their encampment and get moving?
I did want to get that potion
Let's
from
roll.
Dr. Knight.
All right. Anyone else?
They wouldn't happen to have a blacksmith here that could do a quick order.
It depends on your definition of quick. What are you hoping to request?
Pretty much it's going to be a cylinder bar, still the length of a longsword, just circular with a hand. Good for bludgeoning damage.
So essentially a club with a handle?
Made out of metal.
So a metal club.
So
Yeah.
a baseball bat.
Or a
baseball
mace.
bat.
And then also, Lucien wants to approach Zephyr, actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, also, how long has it been since Caleb put out the just kind of general order for blacksmiths to try to make a gun?
No.
It's been about 2 days.
I wonder how long did he get an estimate of how long they would need before there'd be something
Nope.
that he can observe?
Probably a long while.
They said that they would have to wait and raid a few either Geogrin or Wysonian caravans in order to get enough to work with.
Yeah, they're
Well,
forgetting
no, he was
budgets.
trying to see if anyone was able to make them.
No, but they need something. I think they need a blueprint kind of deal.
Yeah, basically,
but
like,
he gave his musket as a blueprint. If anyone wants to figure out how it works.
but even then, they'll need time. So you didn't get an exact estimate. So no,
Okay.
They have not gotten back to you on that
Okay.
yet.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I better see if there was an estimate of how long before we need to test what everyone came up with. Since we
What's
are-
his?
Gonna probably need to test them to make sure they, don't explode in your face.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
be careful with that. That's how he died.
What's his? Speaking of, 5 gold for your. It is effectively a great club.
Let's see, do I have 5 gold?
He's
I
going
do
low.
have 5 gold.
I thought you had a whole bunch of money.
Not anymore.
They-
Yeah, hiring
Yeah.
an army's not cheap.
Do you need gold?
Oh no, he's good.
Yeah,
he
he's
got what he needed.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, he's good.
Okay. Lucien, before you head into town to request something from Dr. Knight, you approach Zephyr. Zephyr, as the party is gathering in Rosewick and assembling the militia outside the city, Lucien approaches you.
Where is Zephyr right now? Like, is he in his room or?
Zeph, where are you right now?
It'll probably be at the
Behind
bar.
her.
Yeah, probably at the bar. Why not?
Okay. I'll join him. And I'll face him. I know normally you don't like to get yourself involved in our shenanigans, but I think we could use your expertise.
My expertise? What is that?
Well, I mean, I've seen you take things right under people's noses.
Well, if you've seen them, then I guess it wasn't very expertise.
So
You know,
cell phone?
you know what I'm trying to say. It's hard for me to ask for help. Don't make it harder, please. I think it would be best if we could disarm him faster. Do you think you could sneak in there and take his weapon? You've seen it, the giant sight thing.
I mean, there's no guarantee. Not sure what he's capable, what he's able to.
I don't think that you would go alone. You would go with me and Wes's, but you would be invisible.
Again,
Can't he see through invisibility?
we don't.
We don't know.
Never specified.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
Sure. Not like he can really do anything to me.
And anything else that you might feel is useful. I don't normally encourage stealing, but I think we can make an exception here. She kind of like sits there awkwardly.
Well, like I said, guess it's why not try it. I mean,
Can I ask you a personal question?
guess it would depend on the personal question.
Doing this is going to be very hard for me. But if it were you in my shoes, would it be hard for you?
And they ask what you mean by that.
Like, you worked so hard to find your dad. What if for some reason he went evil? What would you do?
Probably nothing.
Damn.
She kind of like just thought. I can't do nothing.
I believe you can, you just don't choose not to.
I don't do something, a lot of people die.
If my dad was evil and I choose not to, people would probably die too. But, you know, my decision, and it's just what I value. Which one do I value more?
It always has been. Ever since we were kids. But there's something different about it. And it's really scary.
So he's not even the same person that you're trying to save, basically.
To be honest with you, or you know, I'm sitting here like, oh, let me go try to talk to him again, but he was really, really intent on if I do join him, Wes's will die. So it's like, I can't win, you know?
Can't win, but who said anything about winning?
Could you elaborate on that?
Well, as you know, our little motto that we have: chill, kill, cheat, survive, whatever it is. But, essentially, whatever you consider a win. Even if it's not the best outcome you can get. It's up to you to decide if it's a win or not.
She kind of sits there for a good. The win would be him under my suit again.
I heard half that.
Yeah, you're a little choppy.
Hello?
Fine right now, but
Okay. I basically said, if he was under my supervision, I feel like that would be a win.
yeah. Try for that.
I still feel like going to badly. I don't see a possibility of him still breathing and not causing us more heartache. Yeah. He won't stop. But the thing is, Zeph, is that he says that he can bring back my family. That's all I've ever wanted. Do you see my dilemma?
Yes and no. Like I keep telling you, same thing. It's just what do you value more? The question it seems you need to ask yourself. Do you
So
value family,
I mean,
or do you
does
value the idea of people's innocence and all that, or others? That's ultimately what it comes down to.
why can't I have both?
Life sucks that way, you know?
I just feel like there's a piece missing that I'm not looking at.
As I told you, if I was in your shoes, I'd probably just do nothing. let him be what he does. As long as he didn't bother me, then why would I have to worry?
Well, what if he did bother you? Because, I mean, he is bothering us. He's building who knows what, maybe an army that to work against us, against where
No.
we live.
No, he's building an army to fight the, Concord, fight our allies, which in a normal scenario, I wouldn't consider anyone here my ally. So, in a normal scenario, I just live my own life, apart from everyone else.
So, seeing that this isn't a normal scenario,
I really don't really have any preference on what we do with your brother. That's what you're asking. What should we do? It's really up to you. It's your decision. What we've been ultimately saying.
I know, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that no matter what I decide, I feel like I've already lost. I don't.
Change the condition.
She kind of like furrows her brow. How do you propose that I do that?
I don't know, you're magic. You have all this type of magic. Change whatever you feel like and make it to where it's as close to a win as you'll ever get.
At that, she just leave. Go to the doctor. Before she does, she's gonna stop and turn her head to him. And for the record, I do trust you. This part.
Cutting out again.
Yeah, cutting, sorry.
What the fuck?
Go on.
We heard that.
She turns to Zephyr before she leaves. For the record, I do trust this party. And I do trust you. For whatever that means to you. And she starts to walk away. I'm gonna head to the apothecary.
Okay. Zephyr, anything from you, or are you just gonna get a few drinks and then join the militia?
There'll be non-alcoholic drinks, pretty specified, but yeah.
Duly noted. Alright.
Okay, I don't think Zephyr's ever drink alcohol in his entire life.
Yeah, he's mentioned he prefers to stay sober when he can.
Also, my entire life isn't very long, of 9 years.
Yeah, he's...
Hey, for Cobalt, that's a long time.
Oh yeah. Kobolds don't live very long.
Yeah.
Lucien, you make your way to the shuttered apothecary. As always, you give a knock, and the door's thrown open. And Dr. Knight doesn't say anything. She just gives you a kind of sad-looking smile and steps aside with a small, kind of delicate expression.
Don't worry, I'm sober.
I reckoned as much, seeing as you didn't have a bottle in your hand. Come on in.
Just come in.
As she shuts the door behind you, she kind of looks over her shoulder as she approaches one of the chairs and hops up into it. I hope you're not expecting any of your orders to be ready yet. You've given me 4 of the things, and I've only just gotten started.
Which one have you started on?
seeing as y'all seem enthusiastic about the idea, I'm starting off with my size reduction serum, but after that, I'm going to get to work on the anti-magic formula. Why?
Just how long is that going to last?
Which one?
The shrinking potion.
That depends. Depending on how I brew it, I could make it permanent.
Oh.
I don't know about permanent.
Please do it.
So she does look like she's considering it.
But if that's not what you're looking for, then I'd say 20 minutes.
We want to get the jump on him. So I think what I'm going to do right now is just restrain him while we try to get these potions together.
Just
I don't know.
Just do your best, sweetheart, but don't blame yourself if something goes wrong. I lived with that man for years. No one ever catches him by surprise.
She just kind of sits there and stares at the floor for a minute.
What's on your mind, sweetheart?
I just hate how how it has to be. I mean, what if he did do it? You know, what if he did bring back everyone?
She sighs and she gives you that smile of like that expression of basically like, you're still on that, I see.
Yeah.
And she folds her arms over her lap and leans forward to give you that motherly expression she always does. Life has been unkind to all of us, sweetheart. And maybe he did do it. If he used my formula correctly, it's certainly possible. I gave him the ichor of two of the most compatible adventurers we've ever found, but you're never going to know until you see it yourself. Even if I knew for a fact, would you believe me?
Actually, yeah.
That's sweet that you think so, darling, but I know my little girl.
I mean,
And so does everybody else.
yeah, I mean, I would trust your judgment at least. I mean, you invented it. You have any more stabilizer?
Not on hand. It's gonna take me some time. You've been giving me a lot of orders, sweetheart. I need time to fill them all.
I'm really sorry. I know. But
What do you want from me, darling? I can't give you anything until you choose to take it.
I want what nobody can give. Peace of mind.
Don't we all?
I want my brother. I want to be with Aggie. I want to save y'all. But I can't do those things if somebody that I love is working against me. And
She
I'm afraid if I do shrink him to 3 inches high, he would still figure out a way to. And she kind of like treads off.
She gives you another sad smile and places her hand on your knee. Also, you may need to turn your mic sensitivity up a wee bit. I think that's part of the problem.
Okay, let
I'm
me try.
assuming you're using your new headset, so
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the headset, it's just headphones. There's no mic to it.
Oh.
she said she had bought a headset, so I assumed it
I
had a mic on it.
got a new one, because it was supposed to like be Bluetooth. Hang on, let me try something.
All right, well, while you're doing that,
Bought one.
Well, I was gonna say we heard all of that properly.
yeah.
Maybe you just need your phone closer to you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'll let you know if there's any cuts. But
Okay.
she gives you a sad smile, and I've already told you, sweetheart, it's not really a question of if he'll be able to escape and do what he wants to do. It's a matter of when. He's not the sort of person that you contain forever. Honestly, he's never struck me as the sort of person you contain at all. He's not someone you save, sweetheart. He's someone you stop.
She covers her face. I don't think I can.
Then do what I told you to do, sweetheart. Lean. You have people who are willing to do it. All you need to do is let them work.
No. If anybody is going to do it, I want it to be me.
Are you going to?
I don't want to.
Are you going to?
I don't have a choice.
Then focus on that. When your mind starts to wander, when you start asking yourself these questions, you need to stop and remind yourself that it's not about what you want anymore. It's about what you're going to do. It's about what you need to do. Because the only person in the world who can give you everything you want is the lady in white. And you've seen what she does to people.
Yeah, I was gonna say no thanks.
Then you need to accept that, I'm sorry, darling, but that's just the way life is sometimes. I'm sorry I can't change it for you. I would if I could, but I can't. Life was unfair to me too. But the best thing you can do is make it more fair for other people. You have something that a lot of people don't, sweet. Power. The power to make things better, if you choose to do it. You're not obligated to, but if you don't do it, somebody else will take your spot. Is that what you want?
No.
Then you know what you need to do, sweetie pie.
She just sits there with her head in her hands, and she could probably tell that Lucien's trying not to cry.
And she pats you on the shoulder, rubs your back, and after a moment of silence, speaks up again. But you do have something I didn't have when I was in your position.
What's that?
Friends.
one of them literally told me that he wouldn't consider me an ally, so I don't know about that.
Allies ain't the same as friends, sweetheart. Lucifer was my ally once. Kaloum was my ally. We all hated each other. My only friend in the world was Norman. I lost my family. I didn't have friends. You have the luxury of picking one. So don't let yourself get paralyzed with choice. The best advice I can give you as your mother is decide what you want and take it. But don't slow yourself down with regrets. All it's going to do is eat you up inside.
It's gonna eat me up anyway. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to because there's no other choice, clearly. I really, really don't want to. Oh. I talked to Zephyr, and he's just like, he would do nothing, and for a good minute, I even considered it. But I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can sit by and let him destroy everything.
We don't all get to choose our battles, but the one thing we can control is how we let them affect us. Y'all taught me that. I was fighting this battle, trying to achieve something that I may not have even needed to do. I have a lot of regrets. I hurt a lot of people. There's a lot I can't take back. I tore apart families, sweetheart. I destroyed people. I unmade them and put them back together. But you know what I do?
She just shakes her head.
I wake up every day and I work to make the world better than it was when I found it. I can't undo the things I did. And yeah, sometimes it keeps me up at night. The things I can't take back. The things I wish I'd done different. The number of times I've wished to the stars and to the crystals of the Underdark that I wouldn't have been in the forest that day when the Lady in White found me, that I would have been anywhere else. But I can't, because that's not the world I'm in. And I realized one day that making those wishes was only going to slow me down, paralyze me. My master taught me that you need to set goals and be decisive. Indecision is how a virus gets torn apart on the inside. A healthy virus pushes. It pushes and pushes until it does what it came into the body to do. Whether it's good or bad, it don't matter. It needs to get done.
That just makes me think that maybe, that lingering thought of what if I can save him, and I feel like that's what's stopping me.
Are you going to try?
Yeah.
Then you've already made your decision. You're going to try. If you succeed, then good for you. If you don't, then you said it yourself. You know what you need to do. The only wall in your way, sweetheart, is one you're making for yourself. You need to clear these roadblocks out of your mind. They need you out there. And if you don't want to go, then you don't have to go. But what's going to happen is going to happen whether you're there or not. All you can decide, sweetheart, is whether you're there to see it and whether you are going to act to change it.
She kind of nods and dries her eyes, takes a very deep breath. I think we're leaving tonight. So,
Tonight.
yeah, so stay hunkered down.
Yeah. I'll keep working while y'all are away. I should have the formula ready by the time you return.
Okay. Any last minute tips?
She considers for a moment. Well, I never saw him in the field. I was never a field operative. But I do know a few things. He's sneaky. And I don't mean like Tabedra sneaky. I mean like his own breed of sneaky. I've seen him in the Lady in White's castle. He brings darkness everywhere he goes. The rest of us are blind, but he walks through it as if it were plain as daylight to him. I don't know if it's that eye of his or if maybe he was just always like that. I suppose you'd know that better than me.
Would I know that?
Roll history.
Okay. Going through my 20,000 tabs to find it. I think I have a +8 for history. History. Oh no, I have a +10. Jeez. So 19 plus 10.
29.
Yeah.
It takes you a bit of recollection. You are, after all, working with half memories, basically.
Right.
But yes, you do remember, even at a young age, he was capable of this. It was something that your father always favored in him. It was an ability you did possess too once. The ability to manipulate darkness, see within it. The Alefakirs, while yes, necromancy is their trade, that is not the magic they're born with. It is simply the magic they trade in. The Alefakirs are Umbra kinetic mages, able to control shadows and darkness. But you didn't even think about it until now. You lost that ability after your death. At least the extent that you used to have it. Back in the day, darkness was as plain as daylight to you. It didn't even impede you the way it would impede a dark elf. But now it's gray, colorless, and distorted. And you can control the shadows, but they're unpredictable. You've, after all, done Spectral Guardians multiple times. You've seen what happens when you conjure the shadows. They're foul, biting, and sharp. But there was a time where you and your brother could create shadow puppets on the wall that would come to life and play. More than likely, unless he's gone through the procedure as well, he still possesses the abilities you once did, and is likely only training them further.
Kind of frowns and nods. I have no proof, but I suspect that's how he always cheated in the maze.
But there is one thing. If you're going in there at least preparing for a fight, I don't know how he does it. Like I said, he's a field agent. I'm not, but I've seen the people he brings back to me. What he does to them. You can't let him get his hands on you. And I mean that literally. The people he brought back to me, their memories were clouded. Their thoughts were scrambled. I don't know what he did to them, but it's like he got in their heads and tore things out. He once brought me a knight, trained, expert in the ways of the sword. By the time he got to my operating table, he didn't even know how to wield it anymore. All of it was just lost to him. Like I said, I don't know how he does it, but I've seen it enough times to know it's not a coincidence. He can do something to people's minds, take things out. For all I know, maybe he can put things in.
Have you seen him do magic?
Only his shadow magic. Why?
I was thinking because I told Zephyr to take away that scythe.
You can't take that away from him, sweetheart. It's not real.
I'm sorry?
It's not real. Dr. Kaloum designed all of our equipment specially for us. For Lucifer, he gifted him that scythe. Calls it the Void Scythe. He never told me what it does, but I've seen it in action a few times. It's not a real solid object, it's shadows. He stores it in his own shadow, pulls it out whenever he needs to. That's why I warned you to make sure that he's not anywhere near darkness. He'll never be without his weapon until he's in bright lights without shadows. As long as there's any darkness or shade, he'll always be armed. He'll never be out of arm's reach of that blade.
I'm gonna be right back to get food.
Good.
I guess that's as good as we're going to get.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you more, sweetheart. The field agents were always their own little posse.
Well, she gets up and brushes herself off. Hope it doesn't have to come to that.
Me too, sweetheart. Me too. Stay safe. Come back to Mama alive.
I'll do my best.
I love you, sweetheart.
I'll give her a little hug. Love you too, Ma.
All right. guess I should get to work then. She kind of briskly turns away from you. You get the impression she's like trying to hide her emotion at the display of affection.
Yeah. I'll just be like, thank you for everything.
I haven't done much for you, sweetheart.
Hey,
You just needed someone to nudge you in the right direction.
you brought me back to life. That's enough for me.
I didn't bring anyone back to life, sweetheart. I had a daughter. Someone new.
I'm just gonna.
She.
Lucien just doesn't know how to respond to that.
You retreat out of the apothecary and leave it behind.
I'm gonna go meet up with my friends and tell them the plan.
All right.
So what is this plan? I blacked out for part of that.
Like we
Okay,
never. I don't.
team meeting.
Even I wasn't sure what there was a plan or not.
Okay, so team meeting. I guess Lucien will call a team
Oh,
meeting.
she's coming to tell us the plan. So tell us the plan.
So basically, Lucien's gonna go in there. She wants Wusses and Zephyr to come with her inside. Well, maybe Caleb too.
So yeah, just party goes in as diplomats.
Lucien tries her best to talk him down if she can't. You know, gotta do what I gotta do.
So who's going to stay behind to lead whatever troops we leave on the fringe of the force?
Do you have a general yet, Caleb?
I don't think he's back yet.
He's not back yet, but he, I believe, had said he would be okay with letting Goody tag along for the mission. Since that's not an official, and plus Volpine is definitely coming since he's now in charge of the raiding party. So basically, yeah, either way, you'll definitely have a leader for the army.
Yeah.
See which one performs better.
yeah, that's a very Tebadra way of doing things, to be fair.
One controls the patrons, one controls the paladin group. Okay, whoever comes out with the most not dead wins.
Yeah. All right. For those of you who are here, do you consent to that plan?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds good to me.
Wait, what is my part in this plan again?
Basically, just tag along with Lucien from the sounds of it, and if shit goes south, don't die.
Yeah. Specifically, Lucien asked Zephyr if he can to take anything that looks valuable away from him.
Okay.
And
Zephyr's going to steal his eye.
anything that he might deem that Lucien might want.
Zephyr's going to steal his eye.
Probably could.
It'd be like Lucia's raccoon dude from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, right.
Just steal his eye.
That guy's eye.
And Zephyr's just like, okay, it's done.
Why do we need it? Oh, that just like I think it'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up, it's like, where's my eye?
He's not going to know where his eye is.
I love how you do it in the Lucifer voice.
It's really hard to say something like mischievous in the accent without it sounding like they're twins. Of course, they sound alike.
That's why I feel like thrown into the voice so easy.
All right.
Let's do this.
As you all gather in the militia encampment, An army of thieves and oath breakers surrounds you. What a militia crew you've assembled. An army
They're
of 300.
malicious.
Yeah, they're malicious. They're a malicious militia. Oh my god, that should be their fucking army name.
Yes!
The fucking malicious militia.
I have
Yes!
done it. Can I get an extra inspiration to add for later?
Extra inspiration.
Yeah,
Double.
you know what? If you don't already have inspiration, sure.
I think you want double inspiration. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
double
'cause
inspiration's not a thing, but
Well, just for this session, because I probably will use both.
we'll see. We'll see if you use one and go from there.
We're the
Okay,
Osli,
that's fair.
we're the Osli with the malicious militia.
An army of 366 thieves, rogues, oath breakers, liars, cheaters, survivors.
I will also let everybody know Lucifer is mine.
We'll fight him, but you can kill him or do whatever you want with him. We'll help you take him down though, because you're not beating him on your own.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, come on, he said he was going to flat out kill me. If he can kill me, he can kill you. No offense, you're squishy. You hurt, but you're squishy.
Caleb looks over at the three of you as you all come into rough agreement on a plan. Are we ready?
As ready as I'm going to be, I guess.
All right. Everyone, break camp. We're moving. Follow General Vopine's lead. Leave the crazy necromancer for the
Okay.
elf.
I'm back. What
Oh.
did I miss?
I was going to say, I think this is something he totally needs to do for himself on this one. Just saying.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, he was gone, so I needed to progress. Caleb, Lucien has finished her errands, and it seems like most of the party has done the same. Lucien and everyone reported to the militia camp, and Lucien passed on that after the meeting with Dr. Knight, her current plan, which What's and Zephyr have consented to, is once you get to Tebadra Farms, the four of you will go into Tebadra Farms yourselves as a sort of embassy, since Lucifer is expecting at least some degree of negotiation. If it goes smoothly, great. If not, then while you guys are talking, Zephyr is going to try and take anything valuable off of Lucifer he can while you talk, and the four of you will fight him while your military engages the orcs and dwarves.
What does Caleb think of that plan? Let's see. I guess that's what Lucien wants to do.
All right. And her only other request was basically to party and soldiers both. Lucifer is her kill.
Understandable.
And when we left off, it is nightfall. Your militia has been assembled. 366 of Tebadra's finest oath breakers, liars, cheaters, and survivors. How do you address your army of thieves and whores to motivate them to march?
Thieves and whores.
Oh, hold on, let me clear my mouth.
That's what they said.
Okay. Okay, I guess Caleb will just say, I know that this is very soon after our most recent situation, but it is necessary. If Tebadra is going to move forward, we cannot let people just take pieces of our kingdom at their will. We will make sure to put a stop to this, and we will send a message to our enemies who tried to slay their previous king, among others, who brought the curse to our land in the very place that they are now trying to take from us. we're going to make our first move against them. Send them a message that Tabedra is not to be messed with. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Feel like the guy from the Knight's Tale in the crowd going, "Yeah."
Okay, I guess Caleb. I mean, I don't know. Caleb wasn't. Caleb's exhausted a lot of his speeches already.
No worries.
Rip Matthew.
All right.
Oh, there he is.
The army
How's
raises.
the people's morale?
Actually, fairly good. The thieves and oathbreakers raise their short swords, their crossbows, and serrated blades, cheering and giving the Tabedran oath in thieves' cant. Caleb, going into this battle, your military's morale is unbreakable, which is the highest morale can be.
Oh wow. The short and sweet speech worked.
Well, and winning the previous battle, heavily outnumbering your enemy as far as what his report indicates, being able to take something they want, which is their ancestral land. Hell, some of these people remember living there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have good reason to be really fucking motivated to kick these guys out.
Right, and they get to kick some ass, take name, and take loot.
Yeah, the loot helps. The loot helps a lot. But the speech has united them, which is something that very few Tabedrans can lay claim to. And as the camp is broken, you all prepare to march.
Are there like people? Are there like people like like waving goodbye as we leave?
Yes, there are non-combatants on the walls seeing you off. General Volpine will be leading the charge, and he had offered his services. Do you want to allow Goody Proctor to join the militia?
Oh sure.
Also, I have been keeping tabs on my 3 dead guys.
All right,
So
I will
I'll
add
have
them to the army
actually-
count.
Yeah, I'll have them actually be our bodyguard.
Okay. In that case, you guys' total army count going into this is 369 troops.
I think that's more than I thought we could get. Caleb was gonna be happy if we could get 100 together.
Like I said, victory, loot, taking back ancestral land. It's practically a Tabedran crusade.
Recycle.
Lucien pulling your ghouls from the now thankfully almost fully repaired hole in the wall. The camp breaks. Caleb, obviously the rest of the party can contribute to this as well. I'm more just directing it at Caleb since he's the leader of this. What is going to be the plan for logistics? Tabedra Farms is at least a day's march away. Do you want to march through the night and then set up camp outside, but risk your army potentially being caught off guard? Do you want to set up camp first and then go after the army's gotten some rest, but that means you'll reach it at nightfall? Or do you want to, like, how do you want to distribute travel and encampment?
Couldn't we just... Oh, wait, it would take a lot of magic to just teleport.
Yeah, that's a lot of uses of transportation.
More than you could do.
Well,
Yeah.
And also, you would just be exhausted by the time we get there.
Mm-hmm.
What does Volpine and Goody think of the situation?
Smart move.
As you approach them with the concern, as you see the troops are already kind of tired as they're breaking camp, Volpine kind of quirks a brow at the question, but nods to the troops as they scatter. Truth be told, Your Majesty, you're pushing us rather hard. If you want my advice, I would rather the roasts be cooked before they're served, if you catch my drift. Besides, cover of darkness might actually give us an advantage, I reckon. We're thieves. We're used to being all sneaky like.
Didn't Caleb hear about his ability?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucien did warn you.
Lucien and Dr. Knight warned you multiple times. Do not confront Lucifer when there's darkness.
But I do have the daylight spell prepared, so.
I would probably normally agree with you, but the leader of this group is stronger in the night than he is in the day.
Nosferatu?
I don't know the exact details. Something magic. He can see in the dark and maybe even use it.
Umbrakinesis. That's a rare gift.
Well, here's an idea. If you're willing to hear it out, we travel halfway there, set up camp, and then after we've gotten a good rest in, we finish the other half, and we'll still get there during the day.
It's not a bad plan, I reckon. What do you think, Your Majesty?
I think if we wish to strike in the day, that would be our best bet.
I will inform the troops. We'll set up camp in the Sprintwood.
How long is like half the time?
So half a day's journey. You'll be traveling for about 6 or 7 hours before you stop to set up camp.
All right, that sounds fine.
With that,
Oh yeah, did Dimitri see Caleb off?
you can see him on the walls, yes. And you can see that the mural that you guys requested is actually making pretty good progress.
For a guy with no arms, he's really good.
The camp breaks. The thieves gather their gear.
All right, I'm gonna be right back to get more food.
Go ahead. And the army begins to march.
Should we bring the cart and horses, or how are we planning? Or we're just gonna walk it the entire way? Like, how many horses does Tepedra bring on this journey?
None.
Huh.
They're not exactly a cavalry-heavy army.
They're planning to, quote unquote, hoof it.
Yeah, they're planning to hoof it, you could say. But if you wish to retrieve a horse and cart, you can before you leave.
Yeah, and I'll also grab my personal horse that he bought.
Okay. Do you already have a cart as well, or just the horse?
Yeah, he bought a cart. We got what was it? Butter.
Yeah, Butters.
The little fat horse, and then we bought. I went and bought my own little battle horse and named him Peanut.
Okay. All right.
So
Thinking
bringing
quickly. Yeah, thinking quickly as the camp is broken. You make your way back into Rosewick, retrieve Peanut, Butters, and your cart, which I'm going to assume is Sandwich.
Sure, I love it.
And join the Tebadron March with a horse-drawn cart.
With the word sandwich carved into the side of it now.
Is there anything anyone would like to do during the march? You will be marching until not until nightfall. You will be marching until essentially daybreak, but then essentially sleeping and making camp, and it'll be mid-morning by the time you march again. So, does anyone have anything they'd like to do?
Nah, just make sure I keep an eye out for, sentries that Lucifer may have posted to keep an eye out for us.
Yeah.
After our last sudden appearance, he might suspect something.
Okay. And Lucien, you sounded like you were going to say something?
So to clarify, we will have a long rest?
Yeah. The idea is that you guys are going to go halfway, get a long rest, both for yourselves and the army, and then make the rest of the trip, which means it'll be afternoon when you arrive, which means, well, as few shadows as you're going to get. Better than confronting him at night, at least.
Yeah. So altogether, that's a day and a half?
Essentially, yeah, a day and a half's journey.
Okay. I would like to send a message to Aggie.
Okay. Is that going to be during the march or during the rest?
Right before she goes down for her rest.
Okay, we'll get back to you then.
Okay. Yeah, I want to think about what I want to say.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nothing here.
Okay. You all travel out into the Sprintwood. What's his roll perception with disadvantage to keep an eye out for any potential ambushes or sentries?
Disadvantage.
Yeah, because darkness.
Well, even with
Yeah,
my dark
yeah,
vision.
I checked. Dark vision. You still have disadvantage. If you didn't have dark vision, you wouldn't be able to roll at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, I got what I said.
All right. What's his perception?
Oh, 18.
All right, we'll circle back to you. You all march through the Sprintwood. The prior snows have almost entirely faded by now, being replaced with a simple layer of mud that at this point is mostly dry. So your trip is thankfully as comfortable as a march through the forest is going to get. And the nature of the Tebadrins makes it more pleasant than the military marches you're used to, The Tebadrins chit-chat with one another, crack jokes. They seem fairly casual about what they're getting into.
Reminds me of the new soldiers.
Yeah, very much the vibes of new recruits, yeah. What's his? Atop Peanut? You carefully rake your eyes over the tree line, listening for any snapping of branches or disruption of the environment around you. Thankfully, for the time being, you are undisturbed, although you are careful to keep your guard up. Eventually, you reach a familiar clearing, the same clearing you guys had camped out in whenever you guys were stuck in the blizzard. And Volpine gives the order for the army to make camp and get some rest for the battle in the following morning. Lucien, you settle down to message your girlfriend. Does anyone have anything they'd like to do while they're setting up camp / going down for rest?
Not really. Just make sure we got guards posted.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, what I miss?
You guys have reached the campsite. You're going down for encampment. You're halfway there. What's-his has been keeping an eye out and hasn't seen anything yet. Lucien is planning to message Agnes tonight, but she's going to do that during the rest itself. Your army is currently just making camp and getting ready to rest. So far, spirits are high. Like I said, your military morale is literally as high as a military's morale can feasibly be. So everyone's talking, singing, having a good time. And yeah, just is there anything specific you want to do while the army's setting up camp / during your long rest?
Well, Caleb fancied himself a man of the people, so he'll mingle with the troops. He'll be right there with them.
All right. What's-his? As Caleb mingles with his troops, you assign a few guards to watch over the camp in the night. And you all...
He'll even take a shift.
Noted.
Because not fair to them otherwise.
Which shift are you taking?
He'll take the first shift since he only needs 4 hours of sleep.
I'll take a shift.
All right, well, the two of
Because
you.
I want to message Aggie anyway.
All right, and do you want to have soldiers keeping watch with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, both of you roll perception flat.
Hmm.
30-20.
Lucien?
D&D Beyond is loading. Hang on.
All right, well, you're taking the second shift anyway, so just let me know when you have it. We'll circle back to you.
Oh, I got a natural 2, so 10.
All right, nice.
So distracted by the girl.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. It's a bit of an unusual sensation. You guys arrive at the campsite where you had camped out during the previous blizzard, and now you have hundreds where you once had single-digit people camping here. Zephyr, you just settle in, content that at least it's not freezing this time.
Yeah.
Caleb, you mingle with your troops before settling down. You marched through the night, which means it is now starting to be into the early morning. But, of course, between getting a long rest and marching to get there, it will be sunrise by the time you actually arrive at Tabadra Farms. So far, you're on schedule. You settle in with General Volpine and a few scouts to monitor the surroundings carefully for any potential wounded to emerge or ambushes to be launched. As the sun rises and coats the forest in bright light, your watch passes without incident. Lucien, since you said you wanted to do your message before you settled down, as is keeping watch along with the general and the guards, Lucien, what do you message to the Queen Sundragon?
We are about to confront Lucien.
Is she
That-
cutting out for all of you?
Yeah, you're cutting out. You're going to need to speak up.
Hello. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Hunter, can you mute while you're eating, please? It's really distracting.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, we are about to confront Lucifer. Hopefully this will go according to plan. Then we will be on our way. That should be 25 words exactly.
All right. The response comes at a moderate pace. Her voice is certainly calmer than you've heard it in a while. No problem. I know you got this covered, Lou. See you when you get here. We got things covered up here. Don't worry about us. See ya.
I'll just pull my knees to my chest and just smile and just, yeah, she's still cool.
Yeah. So we have Lou, and now we're at a good deal with Pooh.
Now
Lucien.
and then there's Lee. Like,
We are never going to let him live that down, are we?
Nope.
Hey, I've had worse names.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, sheep.
one that I'm not gonna.
You use that name yourself.
Yeah.
Your watch passes without incident. Lucien.
As I said, worse names. AKA what's this?
Lucien, as awakens you for your shift. Goody is going to keep watch alongside you, along with a few of the fuse hunters. The watch is quiet. You can hear the sounds of animals in the forest. It is the middle of the day, after all.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's peaceful. It's honestly fairly relaxing, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
The temperature is mild. The forest is alive with the sound of life.
Mm-hmm.
Goody kind of shifts a bit in place and eventually stands up and stretches a bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of scouting if that's all right with you.
Just be careful. No, I mean, you laugh, but my brother is very sneaky. He can go through shadows.
Well, I just have to make sure to leave a bright light wherever I go, huh? And he gives you a wink and a flashy smile.
She just kind of like looks up at him, like with like a dead serious face on her like expression.
Right. Well, I'll be careful. I just something don't feel right.
Yeah, that's the general vibe. Try living with him.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, well, he knows we're coming, don't he?
Well, he said 3 days. We're coming a little early.
You think he doesn't expect you to lie?
Well, Dr. Marula did say that he is very, very hard to surprise, so I don't think it would surprise him.
That's what I'm afraid of. Just want to make sure we're not being watched.
Just
I'll come right back.
she kind of like does that not so sure about that look, and she snaps her fingers and summons Mishka. Here, take my cat with you.
Well, I guess it is dangerous to go alone.
Well, this way, if something happens, Mishka can tell me.
All right.
I immediately thought it's dangerous. Take this.
No, that's actually what I was going for. I'm glad you caught it. All right.
To go alone, take this.
I'll be back, miss. I'll keep your little fur ball safe. Don't you worry.
Oh, he'll be fine. Don't you worry, Mishka. I would say, he's in his cat form because that's what he prefers. Cats are pretty.
Fair enough. With that, he makes his way out into the sprint wood and out of sight. He's not gone for very long, only about an hour or two, before you hear footsteps making their way back to camp. So
Oh,
you're a little under halfway through your watch at this point when he returns.
all
He
right.
has a kind of harried look on his face, and his hair is kind of a mess, and you see there's blood on his hands.
I'll just kind of raise an eyebrow. Did you tangle with the devil?
No, miss. Would have been a lot louder. We got a wounded out there.
Oh,
He's he's not one of ours, but he looks real bad.
let me come help.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll get up and I'm gonna I'm
Please
gonna
let
wake up another
no.
soldier. Yeah, I'm gonna wake up another soldier and just have him keep watch.
Not what I meant.
Should we grab your friends, miss?
She kind of looks at them all soundly sleeping and looks back over to them. I'm going to Mishka, could you sit here and keep watch? That's a good kitty. Now, if anything happens to your mama, you wake up Gil, and I mean you sink your claws into him.
They
And
purr.
Lucien was never seen again.
I like how you said that. How is he supposed to know what happens to you?
I can communicate with him telepathically.
Oh, you don't go too far away, yeah.
Well, I mean, he said it was close by, right?
It took him about a couple hours to get there and back, so it's at least an hour away.
Okay. In that case, can we? Do you think it?
Wake the party. Yes, great idea.
Let her,
Uh,
let her do it.
Fine. I'll just go over to Gil and just be like, "Sorry to wake you. Um, somebody needs my healing magic, so just 10 minutes. That's all I need.
10 minutes, huh?
Well, I mean, he was gone for like an hour, but I mean,
You want me to go with you? You want me to stay here?
I want you to stay here. Mishka, change of plans. You'll come with me, and I'll send you to go get Gil. That's a good boy.
I'm just thinking
I'll
the
pick
cat.
up my. Yeah, I'll
cat-
pick up my.
Cat's saying who?
Well, Wuzzes knows who it is because he still has his memories.
Oh yeah.
So, you still got that stone I gave you, right?
I'll kind of rifle through my pocket.
Would be a yes, unless somebody lifted it off of you.
I'll look through my pockets and bring out the resurrection stone. This one?
Yeah, keep it on hand just in case.
Yeah. It's in there with other things.
Sure.
I'm just gonna
Good luck.
pockets. Oh, I'm just gonna go heal somebody. That's all. I'll be back. Don't you worry. And I'll go with him.
All right, this way, ma'am. You're a real sweetheart, you are.
Can I inside him while we go?
Of course,
Yeah, I was
roll
gonna
insight.
say I'm not staying behind. I'm gonna stealth and try to follow from a distance.
Roll stealth.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And what's his stealth?
Rolling and thank God the one time I actually needed it. Okay, so natural 20, so 28.
Okay. What's his? You kind of glance to Lucien's cat, glance to the sleeping Tebadrins, glance to Lucien making her way out into the slowly darkening Sprintwood, and slip into the trees.
Yeah, I will wake one of the paladins to keep watch while I'm gone.
Okay. I love the image of just like this little like chain reaction of just every soldier slowly getting woken up. All right, leaving a cat.
Nobody needs to sleep.
Leaving a cat, an oathbreaker, and a thief to watch over your remaining companions and army. What's is completely hidden from all observation.
Sounds like the bastardized version of Narnia.
It kind of is, yeah. You
The-
all.
The cat, the Oathbreaker, and the Barbarian. Either that or those three walk into a bar.
Making your way out into the Sprintwood. Goody leads the way. He had taken a thankfully not too far off the main path route, so you're not going too far away from either your destination or the encampment, although it does begin to concern both of you that this is obviously closer to the farm than you would like. But eventually, Lucien, you study him the whole way. He does seem to be sincere. He's just worried about this wounded person he found and just did the first thing he could think of, which was tell the rest of the army.
Okay.
Eventually, both of you start to hear it. This low, rumbling groan, the deeper into the forest you get. It's unnerving, but Goody steels himself and continues to make his way towards it.
Does it sound like a giant?
Roll nature.
And
You're not sure. It's something big, but you don't know if it's a giant specifically. Making your way through the forest, you eventually reach a small kind of hill that slopes down towards the farmland. Tager Farm is situated in this kind of valley, and the ground starts to get a little muddier, a little slushier as most of the melted snow funneled out here from the forest. But after a bit of slip sliding, Lucien, you're the first to see it, but What's is in hiding, you do see it as well. Over there. There he is. Lucien, the first thing you see is propped up against a tree that is creaking under the weight. From your perspective, as whoever is leaning against it is facing away from you, you just see a huge green foot that is covered in blood.
Oh.
You hear it again, this low. Hey, friend, I'm back. I brought help like I said I would.
I'll go over to him. Oh, are you okay? What happened to you? I'm gonna see what the wound is, what it looks like, and how much healing I think he'll need.
Lucien, as you turn into the clearing, you see that leaning up against the tree is a troll.
Oh. That's okay.
A huge, fat troll with a bulbous nose, long, donkey-like ears that trail down to his chest, long, greasy hair that's kind of tied loosely to keep it out of his face. Some almost decorative-looking vestments around a leather vest. And Lucien, roll medicine.
All right. Yeah, Lucien just she takes note of it, but doesn't really comment. She's focused on what's 13 plus 13.
That would be 26.
All right.
Lucien, you instantly clock it. This guy seems like he ran afoul of one of Zephyr's traps.
I had a feeling.
Oh. I'll see if I can't if it's a bear trap. I'll
yeah,
ask.
it seems like it was a spike trap. It he stepped on it and it stabbed into his foot. He clearly managed to pull himself out, but was too wounded to walk any further.
I'm going to let's see. Spells. Let me look and see what level I want to do this at. How badly do I think he looks?
As you inspect, how investigative are you willing to be?
I mean, I'm a fucking doctor. What do you think?
I mean, you say that, but I didn't want to be okay, so you start grabbing at the wound, and you'd be like, no, it's not.
No, grab at the foot, gently, of course, but inspect it to the best of my ability to try to figure out how much healing I need to do.
She wants to cast the healing ability of inflict wounds.
I'll just and I'll let the troll know. Now this is probably going to hurt, honey, but I'm only trying to help.
Pain's an old friend.
I'm sorry.
Lucien, looking over the wound, thankfully it appears fairly superficial. Just some blood. It appears the wound itself already closed. You have heard that trolls possess a healing factor. There is a sort of odd smell in the air, but you can easily just chalk that up to the natural foul odor of trolls.
Yeah, but just in cases, I'm going to do a 3rd level cure wounds on him. Which would be 7 healing points, and then just in cases, I will do greater restoration.
All right.
which I don't.
Because leave it to Badrin to use poisons.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. He gives a wide, happy smile as you dive into your attempt to aid him.
And then whatever needs to be wrapped up, I'll use my med kit to wrap him up and patch him up.
Thank you, miss. Found a
I'll,
trap in the woods.
I'll pat his toe. Yeah, I've got the sneaky friend who kind of is responsible. So I'm happy to help. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm all right now. He kind of experimentally puts weight on the foot and slowly pulls himself up. The tree kind of cracks and bends as he uses it as a support.
Uh-huh.
By the time he rises to his full height, he's fairly intimidating. He's got a good several feet on you.
Yeah. Lucien just kind of cranes her neck to look up to him and just gives him a nice, nice smile. I'm glad that you're okay. Where are you heading?
Oh, not going nowhere, actually. Neither are you, come to think of it.
Mhm.
Lucien, you hear a branch snap behind you.
I'll whip my head around.
You appear to have still gone unnoticed, but beneath your notice, I checked,
Yeah, that doesn't take much.
a patrol of orcs has Lucien surrounded. By your count, about 30 in total.
I'll just kind of sigh and dust my hands. Really? I was trying to you. You have to make it this way.
The troll just grins at you and stands imposingly over you at well over twice your height.
Yeah, she just kind of like squints at him and just.
Empty your pockets, little redhead, and no one has to get hurt.
Okay. She kind of gets closer to him and she goes to reach to her pocket and instead she reaches out to him, grasps his leg or whatever she can grab, and immediately casts inflict wounds at 4th level.
Oh boy.
Everyone present, roll for initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like to have said that he's been keeping an eye out so he can interfere if someone tries to attack her.
Yeah. Since Lucien managed to prevent them from getting a surprise round, this will just be standard initiative.
I did get a natural 20 on that, by the way.
All right, noted.
Also, I assume you'll mention whenever something happens that we can hear back at the camp.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage.
All right. So, given that this is an army of orcs, we are going to use mob rules for this. So so they are going to have initiative count 20. Let me get back to Black Ink and Blue Blood here. Had to open up my notes on trolls.
That's a lot of fucking damage. Wow.
Okay. There's the troll. Okay. All right. Lucien initiative.
Oh, hang on. I forgot to roll that. I was trying to make note of what,
I thought you said you rolled natural 20 for that. I was like,
rolled
That was for the
she rolled
inflict
an
wounds.
on the yeah.
wait, natural 20? Oh, never mind. I was like, for some reason I thought that was an automatic damage.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get confused on that a lot too.
That would be,
You gotta touch them first.
I got a 15.
Only magic
Okay.
missile.
All right. What's his initiative?
21.
Okay. What's his? You have the floor. Lucien, you'll be going after the troll.
Oh boy.
Did you okay, I did get a natural 20 on the inflict wounds, by the way.
Yeah, we were just going to do that when it actually gets to your turn.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a surprise thing.
So
Oh, yeah, they were expecting, like, they had you surrounded with weapons to hand. The moment you lunged out at him, they would have retaliated.
I tried to make
yeah.
it so that she was, you know, looking like
Friendly.
she would cooperate.
Roll deception.
That's why she was like, okay.
Can I give her one of my inspirations to give her
You
advantage?
cannot. We've established you can't do that. You're
Perfect.
cutting out one more time.
Just like how I can't give them luck.
I rolled it before, but then I didn't see what it said.
Well, you can go back to your. You can go to see previous rolls.
How do I do that?
The game log right next to where it says campaign, it says game log. But you said deception. You rolled a 10.
Okay, 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they saw it coming a mile away. You were not as sneaky as you thought you were.
Even
I even-
Watson saw it.
I even gave them disadvantage, and they still got like a 19 on insight.
No. Alright, that's fair.
What's his? You're up.
Okay, well, this is just going swimmingly. How far away is he from them?
From you, he's about 15 feet out.
Well, I mean all of them.
They're kind of scattered all over the area. It's just a huge mob of orcs. So, like, just kind of everywhere.
And what about Goody? Where
Goody
is he?
Goody is next to Lucien, but the moment he realized it was an ambush, he grabbed his crossbow.
Okay, so
You thought Goody was in on
he,
it?
yeah. So he looks like he's going to be fighting with us, or does he look like he's about to try to shoot Lucien?
Roll insight.
Well, that's not good.
Oh.
Let's see. Insight is a -1, so a grand total of 1.
He's definitely about to attack her. He's looking right at her. He's got a crossbow in hand, finger on the trigger. If you don't act now, Lucien's done for.
Oh my god.
Well, you don't have to worry about picking a general anymore, Caleb. There'll only be one left.
Yeah.
I don't know. From what I heard about him, I feel like you're maybe like getting ahead of yourself.
We don't know.
Well, we're going up against what? 30
orcs and a troll by your count.
Yeah. And there's what, 2 of us that he knows of?
One of you that he knows of. You were stealth the whole time. Nobody seems to have noticed you yet. There's literally orcs next to you that have not seen you yet.
In that case, he's going to save his little trump card for later. He's going to rage. And he's just going to start striking at orcs nearby as he carves his way towards Lucien.
Save Lucien from the rogue.
Yeah, from the evil man. All right. Roll to hit. And I'll give you advantage since you are taking them by surprise.
Yeah. And this one, he's using his ionic axe. He was only saving the non-lethal one for her brother. Okay. Does a 25 hit?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Let's see. 8. So 5, 7, 12 plus rage. So 15 damage on the first one.
Okay.
And then second attack. Natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, that's
He's
6.
hitting the dwarves this turn, right?
That's
The
Oh, there aren't any
trolls.
dwarves here. It's just orcs.
Well, yeah,
well,
orcs, that's what I meant.
trolls and orcs.
19.
For now.
22 damage on that one.
Okay.
But he's about to go kill your what could have been your general.
Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see. He'll have the javelin in his other hand because he's only got one ionic axe.
Okay.
So, using the dual wielding ability, he will strike for a third time.
Okay. Roll to hit. Just remember that you're, unless you have 2-weapon fighting, your modifier doesn't apply.
When you say modifier, you mean like the plus for
Like
damage?
you're like essentially your rage still applies, but not like in this case. Your what weapon are you using?
Yeah.
For this one, javelin, so it would be a
Your
plus
dex,
5.
yeah, your dex modifier doesn't apply, but your like rage and bonuses still do. Just not your dex.
Okay, so 21. Does that hit?
Yes, roll damage.
Well, like the modifier just to damage, not to hit. For sure, right?
Or
Oh.
did I have it backwards? Let me check.
Pretty sure it's just damage. It'll make it where it hits.
Yeah, maybe I
less.
misremembered it. Well, I mean, he still hits, so either way, he's fine. But let me check
9.
here.
9 piercing on that one.
Okay. Weapon fighting. Nope. Yep, you were right, Austin. Good catch. Inspiration for that. All right. So it's still 9 damage. Your modifier does apply on the damage. That was my bad.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Or doesn't.
Then,
so, geez,
wait.
my head is scrambled today. I'm very sorry.
So I don't add the plus 5?
yeah. You don't add the plus 5. So yes, I've subtracted 9.
So yeah, 9.
All right.
Still.
As the orcs around you charge, you emerge from hiding and immediately just cleave one's head off with the ionic axe, bring it down through the back of another, raise your javelin and spear one in the back. The orcs have seen you now, and they start to bellow and panic and roar as they realize that they have an extra target, but quickly rally themselves to continue fighting.
And as he comes out,
Hey, just give me a minute. I'll get to you.
as he comes out, he just says, "Here's what's this."
Anything else on your turn?
Just that he raged, so he has that on his side.
Yeah.
And is just making his way through.
All right. You start to try and fight your way towards Lucien, but the orcs get in your way and hold you back. They are going to use their constant element to attack both of you, as well as the general, of course.
Hi, Lucien.
Why did you follow me? I said I was fine.
Because it was sketchy as fuck. And aren't you glad I did? Look at where you're at now. This is why you don't go places alone. Well, with just, one other person.
Technically, I wasn't alone.
Well, no, I followed.
I wasn't alone. I had this guy. And I look over and notice that he's pointed his fucking weapon at me and give him that "excuse me" expression.
Exactly.
He just squints and continues to level it and shoots at an orc coming up behind you.
Well, okay, you wait. 3 is better than 2, Lucien.
I know y'all really enjoy this little sport of yours, but mind if we fight our way out of this first?
That's all part of the routine. That's how we survive.
Y'all are a strange bunch.
Yeah, divide and conquer.
The orcs bear down on you in a just frothing mob, a green tide, you could say. You guys parry, duck, dodge, roll as you're just getting out of the way of every possible attack. It's a lot, but all of you managed to avoid taking any damage from that round.
Nice.
Reminds me of the new recruits back at home. They put up a good fight, but well,
Yeah, we're about
they're greenies.
of my thing.
What's wrong with being green?
Yeah,
That means you
that
have
like,
no experience.
I'm pretty sure that's like a slur to orcs, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
It
that.
is.
It's
Lucy
he basically
turns-
just called them the N
Can
word.
I just, as Lucy, and she just like turns to Wes's. That's racist.
I'm not here to make.
I like how
friends
they
on
just
this one.
stop in the middle of a fight to have this
Yeah.
conversation.
While Lucian's arguing, the troll, it is his turn, and the troll is going to grab at Lucian.
That's fine. I was gonna grab him back anyway. So,
Lucian does a 21 hit.
yeah. I was gonna use. Hang on. Let me see. No,
Hey,
Again,
if
you
you're-
didn't catch him by surprise, so you're gonna have to wait till your
I
turn.
thought I had shield prepared, but I don't.
Hey,
Lucian.
if you're like half his size, you might be at perfect height to inflict wounds right in the place you don't want wounds inflicted.
Exactly what I was thinking, Caleb.
Also, just thinking, it sounded like you said inflict runes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you turn someone unwillingly into a rune knight. Lucian, the troll, as your back is turned to argue with the troll claws into your side, and you take 14 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Reaction.
Reaction.
Using the
Spiritual
spirit.
shield.
Okay, what does that do?
I can subtract 4d6 damage while raging
All right,
as a
roll.
reaction.
This applies to allies.
Yeah.
As long as it's not myself. If I'm
Oh.
raging and somebody else is attacked that I can see within 30 feet, I can use my reaction to subtract damage.
Okay.
So how much do I
Yeah,
take?
roll for subtraction.
4d6.
Yeah, Watts is gonna roll, and then we'll see how you're looking.
Minus 11, so that would only leave her
3.
taking
Yeah, you
3
take 3
damage.
damage.
3 damage. Apply.
What's this for fun? How do you want to flavor this?
Pretty much, he glows, and a golden light formed in front of Lucien, turning into a soldier holding a shield, and takes majority of the brunt force.
All right. Lucien, this soldier blocks a majority of the force. The claws still dig into you and bleed you, but has taken the brunt of it. And you look up and see that the troll, not having immediately noticed, reaches up with the hand that would have grabbed you and bites before realizing that you've disappeared. And he looks down to see you still on the ground and kind of furrows his brow before reaching down to claw you again.
I'm gonna give him a little hey.
And that is a miss. As he
Can the
reaches,
soldier flick him off as he realizes that he didn't get to pick her up?
sure.
Man,
troll
trolling a troll.
The troll reaches down to grab Lucien again, but Lucien, ready
Duck.
for it this time, you simply dodge out of the way.
Yeah. Tuck and roll. I'm gonna roll forward between his legs.
Constant element. The trolls are going to attack the two of you again.
Uh,
Mhm.
At his own risk,
Wait,
baby.
did you say trolls is in plural?
Orcs, sorry. Okay. Okay.
Come on, you greenskins. Focus on me.
2, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I
Okay,
love how
good thing I did the
Gillis.
math.
Look at me, I'm a distraction.
Alright.
That's how he's always done this. He's always been a distraction.
Does a 23 hit all of you?
Oh, absolutely.
What's his?
Oof, that is my armor class right on the
Alright,
dot.
Meets it beats.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta check something real quick. Give me just 1 second. It might impose disadvantage on
It's about the ancestral
them as
protectors.
far as going towards the Lucien.
About the ancestral protectors.
Yeah.
Ancestral
Yeah.
protectors.
So anyone who is attacking
When you
so as
you
long as I'm
hit
raging,
someone,
First creature you hit on your turn has disadvantage on any attack
Oh,
against you.
dang it.
until the next
When the
time.
creature hits a target other than you, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt. So, first creature you hit with attack on your turn has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you. Okay, so he'll still hit you, but that would have just turned it into a flat roll. So Lucien does a 16 hit you.
Let's see. Do I have anything?
Yes, it does. So
I'm trying
unless you
to
have
see if
shield.
I have any reactions that I can do.
Go ahead, I'll roll damage in the meanwhile.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I didn't
Oh,
prepare.
I tried.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
it's a fair
no,
attempt.
it's my fault for not preparing.
Hey,
this
it
spell.
wouldn't have hit Caleb.
All right. I'm gonna need a few dice for this.
I
Come
mean,
here, dice.
I got
That's
more
a
in
lot
here
of
than you.
damage.
I did a lot of damage too. I just haven't gone yet.
Okay. I wish I had my dice box, but I left it on my bed.
Oh no!
I mean, it's fine. I can just do it manually. It's just like, oh, no clicky clacky this time. All
Yeah.
right. Lucien, you will have resistance to this, so you will take half of the number I give you.
All right.
26, 31, 42,
And I'm raging, so I'll still take half.
39,
Yeah.
63.
Now, if only if you just had that thing where you can essentially be.
So in that case, both of you take 32 slashing damage.
Man, that would have been 64 damage.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
How much?
You each take
32.
32 slashing.
Ooh,
That's with the resistance already applied, since both of you took half.
Yeah, that would have instantly
Aw.
bloodied Caleb.
Oh,
That was so adorable.
As Lucy's like holding her arm now.
You stop, fuck.
Not all of us are fucking warriors. Jesus.
I told you were squishy.
Fuck off.
Lucien, you're up.
Yet it seems like she's always right in the middle of shit, trying to do inflict wounds of all fucking things.
Well, it's
Hey,
the most
powerful spell.
yeah, it's the most powerful
Very
cleric
powerful.
spell.
Yeah, so I did preemptively do it, and I will follow through. Even though I found out that I could do something cooler, I will follow through with what I've already,
Alright,
done. So I rolled 58.
Necrotic, I assume?
Yeah, necrotic damage.
Was that taking into account the 20?
I am literally going for the goods.
Didn't she roll like a natural 20?
I did
Yeah,
roll a natural
I think
20,
that-
yes.
Yeah, I think that's like that is doubling it.
Yeah, like that's
Okay.
with that applied.
Okay.
Alright. Lucien, grabbing at the trolls. You funnel an inflict wounds up through your wrist and palm, and the troll gives a howling screech of agony as Lucien pus and blood and other fluids just rain down on you.
Excuse me?
She literally exploded his dick. What do you want from me?
I'm gonna jump and roll out from him and stand before him covered in his juices and just say, "Do you stand?" And I'm gonna say, "Do you stand down? This is the only chance you get."
You can't exactly stand up.
Exactly.
Lucien, is that the end of your turn?
I'm asking, no, that's not the end of my turn. I'm asking him, is he going to stand down?
He's not exactly in a position to respond to you right now.
Yeah.
But
You do
as
realize this all happens within 6 seconds, right?
But I will say he does fall prone, clutching at his waist, and I will say that he does give you a feverish nod as the slush beneath him turns brown and red.
Yeah, I'll turn to his friends. Who wants to be next, or do you want to just give up now?
Does that roll for demoralizing?
Actually, I am. The orcs are not as intimidated. They know you can only do that to one of them, after all.
Yeah, only one of them
you
gets
want
to.
bet, buddies?
And remember, orcs actually take pride in being wounded like that.
Uh,
Boys,
Man, that can't be
not
good for
in a
their
good mood.
population number.
It's not.
I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
intimidate them by saying I am not in a good mood. I would suggest you stop.
Like they give a shit.
Yeah, I already rolled. You didn't intimidate them, but the orcs just give you a sickly grin, look to each other, and one looks to the other. Do either of you understand Orcish?
Actually, maybe.
I do
you
not.
don't. You don't know.
No.
Neither of you understand what they say, but everyone in the orc army starts laughing at the statement, whatever it was, and ready their axes.
I'll turn to Gil and I'll just be like, I'm sorry for ever calling you stupid.
I know. These guys are way worse, aren't they? They make me actually look intelligent.
Gil, you are intelligent. Compared.
You both think you're so funny. Let's see how funny you think you are after this. Lucian, is that the end of your turn?
No, that is not the end of my turn.
What
I
are you
am
gonna
going
do?
to let me look at my bonus action.
Just remember, it has to be a cantrip if it's a spell.
Can I just get out my weapon?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna get out my weapon that I barely use.
All right, Lucian, you bring your weapon to bear and ready for a fight as the orc swarm bears down on the three of you once more. Anything else?
I think I can swing with it.
You would have to attack first, unless it specifically states you can attack as a bonus action without having attacked.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Channel Divinity an action, or is it just something I can do?
What are you trying to do?
Yeah,
so I can curse one creature. I can use my Channel Divinity.
It's an action. That specific one's an action.
Okay. So no, that is all I can do.
Okay. Constant elements. The orcs are going to attack the three of you again.
Man, they got quite a few attacks.
Does a 21 hit either of you?
Was that a natural?
No, just 21 overall.
Okay, no.
What's his? No?
Nope.
All right. What's his? You will be exempt from this, but Goody and Lucien are going to take the brunt of it.
Oof.
$19, 20, 21, 27, 34.
What, do they get an
She
attack
still has
after like every
resistance.
individual turn?
Yep. All right. Lucien, you take 52 slashing damage.
Ooh.
She still has resistance.
Does she?
Let me double check that. I'll give it to you if that's true. I'm just double checking. Disadvantage on any attack that is against you. The first creature hit has disadvantage. That's interesting. When does that wear off?
Oh, it's
While
not
you're raging,
when I
first
stop
creature you
raging.
hit, which hinder until... Oh, it's until the start of your next turn. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Lucien, you will take half that, so you take 26. So 26 slashing. What's-his Spectral Knight continues to protect you, although the orcs are just through sheer numbers beginning to overwhelm it.
Is it a hot girl?
What's his?
Surprisingly, no. It is actually in the form of his grandfather.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, it's a spirit.
Lucien
So
has
he uses the spirits of his ancestors.
Lucien has notes.
All right.
Wonder how his grandfather died, considering he was probably an elf, so he should have just lived forever.
I mean, they're a military stratocracy. How do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Lucien's also an elf, and her grandfather died too. So
and her dad, and her mom, and herself.
Now is not a good time to remind.
Yeah, no.
I'm also thinking, man, like elves, man, for the fact that elves live forever, they die quite easily.
And now it is the orcs' turn. I mean, you can probably guess what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Man, how many of those do they have?
It's an army, dude. They're just gonna. There's a shit ton of them.
Are they gonna
Yeah.
like attack after their actual turn too?
So basically, how mobs work is they attack after every other person's turn and on their turn, but that's at a fixed initiative. But they can only use their active abilities on their turn. So basically, say a lich, an army of liches, heaven forbid, they could only cast spells on their turn, but they could attack you after every turn as long as it was,
An
it was
army-
with a weapon.
An army that can't die unless you destroy an object that's God knows where.
Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
It's the flask. Supernatural reference.
I'm
Yep.
also, or
26. Does that hit everyone?
Yeah, it is.
a grain of sand. Like,
Yeah, 1 grain of sand on the beach, God.
oh,
I've always thought about that. Like, why don't liches just make their phylacteries like garbage that nobody would think twice about?
oh yeah. Well, that's like the idea of it, how it was with was the whole
Horcruxes, yeah.
Yeah. Like, why don't
So
you just-
basically, Voldemort was a lich.
yeah.
No, it was a
essentially.
demi-lich technically, but yes.
Yeah, essentially he had several of those. He had 7 artifacts that he could not die unless all 7 were destroyed.
Yeah. And one of them was a person, apparently.
Yes.
All right, taking into account what's his resistance and Lucien's protection, you both take 30 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not looking great.
Yeah.
And Lucien, as one orc brings an axe down on your shoulder, and another slices at your head and just narrowly misses, decapitating you. The one who had just narrowly missed you sneers at you through a tusk-filled mouth. And in what you think is meant to be a facsimile of your own voice, do you yield?
Like points at him with like that expression of she's not sure if she should laugh or not.
That is the end of the first round. Zephyr, Caleb.
Do we hear commotion?
Yeah, I was initially gonna roll for it until Lucien detonated that dude's weenie, and,
It's weenie.
and yeah, Zephyr, you're the first one to hear it. Your ears twitch and you kind of slowly wake up as you hear distant shouts and commotion. You can see the guards are getting a little concerned too and looking to each other, and a few of them are starting to wake up other soldiers. But all of you wake up, and the soldiers are terrified when they hear what sounds like the agonized bellow of an animal.
Well, if you were going stealthy before, it's definitely not happening now.
I'm going to
Yeah.
assume that Caleb wasn't just awoken. He was probably shocked awake.
Yeah, Caleb, you slept through the initial commotion because it was kind of quiet-ish, but the troll scream definitely got you. Everyone's awake, and you can see the soldiers are awake and terrified.
Well, I mean, Lucien did say that she would find a way to call for help.
And real quick, Caleb, before you act, don't worry, this isn't going to interfere with your turn. I'm just mentioning it because this is something Lucien and Whatsis would have seen. Lucien, Whatsis, you see Goody is fighting off orcs. He's taking hits. He is not looking good, but he's bloodied. You can see he's bleeding from one of his eyes, and there's blood in
my
his
God.
hair, but he pulls a horn from his belt and begins to bellow into it. And Caleb, as you hear it, Vulpine crawls up next to you on all fours, growling into the forest. They need reinforcements.
Well, I guess I guess get everyone together. Let's go. Looks like you're gonna get that meal you were wanting.
He licks his chops excitedly.
I
I
wonder
hope
how he
you
feels about D-ball troll.
I hope you like pork. And Caleb will try to like rally the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr, what are you doing?
He just rolls back over.
No.
Does he
How-
walk away?
No. How far away do I hear? How far away do they sound, or like just screaming?
Roll perception.
That I can do.
Turns out we're only like 30 feet away.
I mean, yeah, you're actually not crazy far. It's just a matter of you guys got to get the military together.
27.
They're about 2 miles out.
Okay. Still a bit away.
How long would it take to cover that distance?
If you were going at a walking pace, a little under an hour. But if you guys sprint for it, you could probably get there faster. It would just depend on how athletic you are.
Well, I guess I'll leave Caleb behind. I'm gonna use my I'll use my combo.
Okay.
Boots of speed and potion.
Yes, there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Zephyr, you knock back a potion, ready your boots in a sprinter's position. What's your movement speed now?
So my base movement speed now, just walking, is 180.
Okay.
So
And
if he dashes, that'll be what? 360?
yeah, but then I got the bonus action dash. Hold on, another 180.
Holy shit.
And then there's the extra haste action, which is another 180. So 720.
Oh my god!
720 feet in 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, yes.
It's a flash.
And like I said,
Okay.
it's roughly a little under, like a little bit under 60 miles per hour.
Holy shit.
Let's use one of my potions. So.
Did
That's
he break the sound
120
barrier?
feet a second. Let's see.
So 60 miles an hour. You need to
Roughly.
cover 2.
Yeah,
I need to do some quick math.
How long will that take?
Literally is Mach 20.
No, Matthew, he's actually going like 80 miles an hour.
Is it? I thought it was like 60.
Okay.
I just did the math and put it through a conversion.
Oh my god.
I guess like so that's like miles.
Zephyr, you will be there in a minute.
That's still like 10 turns. They could still be dead by then.
Yeah, but depending on
I
what
mean,
happens.
Zephyr's having to cover miles here. But Caleb, as you start ushering the troops to get up, grab their gear, and get moving, you see Zephyr just chug a potion and just fucking book it in a crazy you literally can feel that like of energy as Zephyr just takes off into the forest towards where the screaming came
Yeah,
from.
I mean that his acceleration was like probably in less than a second, right? If I understand D&D's mechanics right.
Yeah.
I imagine that with him being, his dick exploding, and maybe it was like a high pitched scream, so maybe they thought it was Lucien who was.
I don't even think a high pitched troll scream would sound like Lucien yet.
Maybe the acoustics of the forest.
Yeah,
I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to interpret it that way.
We heard Lucien scream before.
Right.
Usually when there was fire involved.
Or Gil did something stupid.
Top of the round. What's his?
boy.
You're up. Your, I believe, is it the start of your next turn or end of your next turn?
I think it was the start of the turn
abilities.
that the thing ended.
Yeah,
It was the start of the turn.
But I think if he
Yes.
hits,
So,
if he hits them,
yes.
it resets.
Yeah, it's the first creature he hits with an attack. So, all right, what's his? You're up.
How do the
Lucien,
other
you'll be many
two?
creatures.
Lucien, I'll let you describe what your situation is.
What? I'm sorry. What was the question?
What's his is trying to get a gauge of how bad the situation is.
She is looking for like maybe one more attack would put her down.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about Goody?
Goody looks fucking terrible. If he takes another hit like that, he's going down.
Yeah.
He's a Tebadron. He's not meant for open combat like this. And he used what turn he could have used to defend himself to call for help.
Okay.
That was an action?
Yeah.
I'm going to grab them both. I'm using all of my action movement.
It's to move through a mob, you have to either overrun them or tumble through them. Which one do you want to do?
How far away is he from them?
You're in, like, it is an ocean of orcs that all three of you are just swimming in. Like, there is no direction you look where there isn't green.
Well, I mean, how far away am I from the two?
Oh, you are 10 feet from Lucien and 15 from Goody.
Okay, I'm going to work my way towards Lucy and get her, pull her towards.
Again, you to move at all, you're going to have to either overrun or tumble. Which do you want to do?
I guess he's going to tumble.
All right, make an acrobatics check. You can make this your action or your bonus action, your choice.
Bonus action.
All right, bonus action to tumble through the mob. Roll acrobatics.
Okay, 18.
That'll do it. What's his? You dodge beneath a wave of green muscles, leather armor, axes, javelins, and you manage to reach your two allies. For this turn, you essentially have free movement through them, but it is still considered difficult terrain.
Okay. How much movement does he have left?
That was 10 feet. Yeah, if you position yourself right, it'd be 15 feet, so that's 30 feet taken. So your movement speed, you have 10 feet left.
And then you still have your action, so you could dash, if I understand it right.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Can I still like put Lucian on my back and grab Goody?
Lucien, do you cooperate?
Uh,
Then yes, I'll count that as an interaction. What's his? You grab Lucien and Goody. Let me double check one thing real quick. 100. All right. Surprisingly, even carrying your inventory and the two of them does not exceed your carrying capacity, so you're good.
I thought we didn't do carrying capacity.
We do. It's just that you guys, it normally doesn't matter because by the time you get that many items, it would be you would have bags of holding. I just normally don't, because I do check. It's just that you guys don't normally get encumbered, so I don't worry about it.
Fair
Wow.
enough.
For most people.
Yeah. What's his? You dodge and tumble your way through the mob. Grab Lucien, who is, for one of the first times since you've ever picked her up, completely cooperative. Hoist the wounded Goody over the other arm. What do you do next? The orcs have you surrounded.
I think we're out of here. He'll activate his boots of flying, which shoots out huge flames of jet flames, and he's just going to up and then head back towards where he knows the army is.
All right. Opportunity attack.
At least he's holding on to them, so even if they go down, they're not being left behind. And they're not prisoners.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say a 12's not going to do it.
No.
All right. You can hear the pained roars of the troll as his dick slowly begins to regenerate.
Oh yeah, trolls can regenerate.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only thing that can stop them from regenerating is fire
or acid.
or acid.
Chill touch.
Yeah, or chill touch.
So cold, fire, or acid will
Well,
stop.
not cold specifically, just chill touch specifically, because it has a specific quirk that it stops enemies from healing. But yeah. What's his? You activate your rocket boots. The orcs take a few swings, throw a few javelins. One of them even throws their axe like a fucking tomahawk. But you manage to keep your 2 charges and self safe, as what few things do make impact just cling off of the metal of your arms. You fly up into the air. Now, your action. Wait, let me double check one thing. Boots of flying. There you are. Okay. And do you want to use your action to dash then?
I do. I'm getting out of there. And
All
as he's
right.
going, he's just going to say, I told y'all greenskins, you can't touch us.
The archers come out. Dude, like imagine how strong like an orc is. Like they probably could use like some pretty powerful bows.
They usually prefer to use javelins, but
Yeah.
yes.
I think javelins.
Speaking
use
of,
strength.
since it's going to take you, like, basically by the time you got out of their range, they would have done this anyway. They are going to get one final chance to javelin you. So you're just going to keep flying no matter what, basically?
Yes.
So yeah, they are going to take one final attempt at hitting you.
And he is trying to get them to follow, so he's just going to stay on the outside of their range.
Basically, he's gonna try to lead them right into the army.
Correct, for an ambush.
Roll deception.
How many orcs is it, by the way?
What's his killed a few.
It was originally 30.
Yeah, at this point they've been reduced down to doing some quick math here, because they have a health pool like separate from the casualty tracking, so I'm having to do some math on that. Okay,
The casualties affect the mob?
Yeah.
Like
It's
separately
just they
from
hadn't
their...
taken enough yet for it to start showing.
What, is it like reduce their damage or something once they take a certain number of casualties?
Yes, it's like a swarm creature in regular D&D.
And 18 deception.
Okay. All right. And what's his killed 5 of them, so they are reduced down to 25.
And one really fucked up troll.
Yeah, but that troll's gonna have to regenerate his gonads.
Yeah.
All right. What's his? You kind of hover out of the orc's range. They throw javelins and axes at you in an attempt to reach you. But once you reach kind of the outer limits of their ability to reliably hit you, you hear the troll give a roar, and the orcs pull back. They are not fooled.
Oh.
However, you are still free to retreat. They have abandoned the chase. Do you wish to do so?
Yeah, his allies mean more than, trying to take out a few more of them.
All right.
So he'll book it as fast as he can.
All right. Zephyr.
Oh.
Oh
Well,
dear.
He should see. Zephyr
No,
should
no,
see him
it's not. I'm
flying.
not doing anything bad. It's just going to be funny. Zephyr, as you are just the flashing it in one direction, you suddenly see a flying familiar streak of fire over your head. You are far faster than What's is, but you are able to see him fly in the opposite direction of you. Do you wish to change course?
No, I wish to go invisible and continue on.
Okay.
Oh shit.
My boy knows what he's doing.
Possibly. I hope.
I trust him.
Did I see
Perhaps.
Zephyr go by?
You
Or
see a
what?
streak.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll perception.
What
You
I
know
can
what?
assume would be
Because,
Zephyr.
because in the light of hardness, I will cast guidance.
Well, sadly, I don't know if it would do much. Let's see. Adding a D4.
I hope guidance is a
It's a
cantrip.
Yeah, it's
It
a kind.
is.
It is.
4, 8,
That's
9.
why they use it a lot.
What's his Zephyr has tree cover. He's moving way faster than you, and in the opposite direction. And he's tiny. You don't see him.
He's red, so he looks like fucking Knuckles running through the forest.
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
Zephyr will come back to you. Caleb. You get the army ready to march to the aid of Goody Proctor and your
Yeah, I was
allies.
gonna know. He was gonna organize them into guys who have ranged weapons and guys who don't.
All right. The Oathbreakers take the melee slot, the Rogues take the range slot, and you begin to march them. You're marching for about a little over 5 minutes. From your position in the sky, you see the Tebadran army marching rapidly towards where the battle had been happening. It appears your call for help was not ignored. Caleb, you see leaving a trail of fire and smoke in the sky as he flies overhead.
There's gonna crash land in front of us or something.
Yeah, what'd he do?
Well, he's not going to crash land because that might hurt his allies and kill them at this point with their health. So he's going to try to land as gracefully as he can.
All right, Caleb, you see come to a relatively graceful landing, but attention is quickly drawn to Lucien and Goody. Lucien looks bad, and Goody looks worse.
Caleb's like, what happened over there?
Immediately, I'm
What-
going to cast. I'm going to do the Circle of Mortality to where everybody at the 30 feet of me gets maximum on their dice.
You're cutting out.
Okay.
You're
She's
cutting
doing
out.
she's doing a thing where basically you will all heal for the maximum as long as you're within 30 feet of her.
That Beacon of Hope, right?
Yeah.
Caleb, Goody limps towards you and salutes you before. This is my fault, Your Highness. I found a wounded troll in the forest. I thought he could use aid, so I went to our cleric.
No,
It would-
you did exactly what you were supposed to do. You did great out there.
We managed to fight our way back. Took a few of them down with us, but the bulk of the force is still intact. I make 25 left and a troll, and a wound like that's not going to stick.
Yeah, I kind of made an example out of him. He doesn't have a dick now.
Oh, it'll be back.
Yeah, he does by now, I reckon. Woo! My apologies,
But-
Your Majesty. I led your allies into danger.
He did well. He
Oh,
found a
shit.
wounded person.
Oh shit! I've done fucked up.
What happened?
My chair has fallen backwards onto my bed, and I don't know how to get out of this position now.
Oh no!
Okay, we managed it. Okay, so Caleb's gonna look back at his arm and he's like, I want to send out patrols to try to find this group.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Let's hopefully find them before the ridiculous troll decides to fuck us.
Has the capabilities to do that anymore, Caleb.
Well, based on what I was able to understand, I don't think they're following. They only were trying to capture us. When we got away, they either stayed put
But if
or
they
they're
know we're
heading back.
here, we can't let them return.
They'll report back to their boss. He'll know we're coming. Speaking
Well,
of,
if they don't come back, they'll know we're coming regardless.
suppose you make a point there.
But they won't know details, they'll just know something's coming.
Speaking of, where's the little fella?
He
Oh,
went
look.
running off in the direction you came from.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I thought I
just
felt something.
Smiled to myself, then He's probably doing what I asked him to do.
He's gone running off at the speed of I don't even know. He was there 1 second, he was gone the next.
Alright. Let me just catch my breath and I'll lead a patrol to find him, Your Highness. I swear it.
I want the multiple patrols on this. The main force will continue moving in the direction that we last encountered them, while the small groups can go ahead to try to find them.
Did the troops get enough sleep?
It was interrupted, but they did at least get a rest. They won't be exhausted, but they are a little... Basically, they're a little out of it, but they're rested.
A little
they're
walking,
functional.
because like a little walking might give them time to shake out of it.
Yes, Your Majesty. And may I make a request?
You want to be one of the patrols?
I'm begging you.
Well, it was kind of a promise I made to you. Very well.
Anyone who wants to feast on orc, follow me. I know how to hunt. And with that, he goes on all fours and tramps off into the trees.
Oh,
Does he
I
run like
do
a fucking
think Goody
crocodile?
should stay here.
Sir, it's my fault that this patrol even knows we're here. I think it's my rightly duty to do something about it.
And you're barely on your feet. We need you alive, not dead or passed out in the woods somewhere.
You know what they say about me? My old man could lick anyone in Tebadra, and I could lick my old man. I can take him.
Yeah. No
Caleb's
offense.
gonna
They-
say,
You don't
I
look
think,
that good.
I want to lick your dad. That's weird.
I think it's a
He
figure
means
of
beat him
speech.
in a fight.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Caleb's gonna look to him and be like, "You should stay with me. I don't want to risk the troops being any more demoralized by having a child leading them alone."
He looks to the gathered troops who are all looking to him incredulously, as if the idea of him even being wounded is fucking unthinkable.
Well, he's not anymore.
He gives a nod. As you wish, Your Highness.
But I will say, for the benefit of the troops, man, you did pretty good against 30 orcs.
30 orcs and a troll.
That he was
Yeah.
a really good example of what we should do. You know, I like that you came and got me because he was wounded, and you didn't judge him, and I like that.
I know what it's like for people to think you're something you ain't.
Me too.
Definitely signs of a good leader. So,
Lucien, so you do your circle, which will bolster healing. Do you do any healing yourself?
I can. Well, that it includes myself.
I know,
So
but
they-
are you healing? Are you casting
Yeah,
healing
are you
magic?
healing in addition to doing
it doesn't
that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
heal,
Yeah, it doesn't
just
heal you, it just, yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant. I thought it was like a fucking area. Everyone is max health now.
No,
No.
yeah, it's circle mortality. You restore maximum possible
Well-
HP with healing spells to a creature with 0 HP.
Right. So I'm gonna do prayer of healing. So that's good.
Wait,
I
it's
mean,
only to creatures with 0 HP?
Yes.
I was like,
Well, nobody was that hurt.
I
like,
was really close.
All right. Lucien, prayer of healing, roll for healing.
Okay, gotta find it in all of these fucking spells.
yeah.
All
I think
right.
the one
While
you
you're
want.
doing that, Zephyr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll just put it in
meanwhile-
chat.
He's as fast as the wind is and as visible as it.
Zephyr, roll stealth with advantage.
Alright. That is something I'm decent at.
I should hope so.
Jeez. I mean, hey, Caleb's better.
At what?
Stealth.
I am?
Yeah. I told
Yeah,
you this
Zephyr
before.
specialized in pickpocketing. You're better at actually sneaking.
Yeah, I specialized in that way, yeah. You're better at me sneaking around, but I can get in people's pockets.
I mean, Caleb.
You get people's pants.
I mean, Caleb's as good at getting into pockets as he is at stealth. Other than having advantage on stealth for sound-based things.
Yeah, but I have a thing that makes better. 27.
All right. Zephyr, you carve your way through the forest at Mach speed before, as you start to reach the limit, you slowly slow down, invisible in the slush, and creep your way forward. It doesn't take you long. You just follow the smell and the sounds of groaning and complaining. Eventually, you find them. They've retreated a little bit past where they initially encountered the others. Not that you would know that, but just for visual reference. Zephyr, as you creep invisibly through the trees, you see a little ways ahead is a small encampment of about 25 orcs by your count, a couple wounded that are being treated, and a troll that is sitting in the slush with a leather cast set around his waist like a diaper and growling viciously to himself. As you approach, you can see about 3 orcs are wounded and being treated. The ones who survived what's-its initial attack.
Yeah, they should count themselves lucky.
So by the looks of it, 29 in total. 1 troll, 25 healthy orcs, and 3 wounded.
I'm assuming the orcs don't have that ability of regeneration.
Yeah, no.
Only the trolls. Only he has to. Only have to worry about him essentially. But get a little creative here.
All right, let's see what Zephyr does when he gets creative. They don't appear to have noticed you yet.
So what? Okay, I know they're trying to wound. Are they drinking anything?
Roll perception.
That
Yeah.
orcish ale.
Natural 20, 32.
And all right, 60 health for the wounded. Noted.
Actually, I wonder what orcs would drink. I wonder what their drink of choice would be.
Well, do you want to find out?
Sure.
Zephyr, what did you roll?
A natural 20, 32.
Zephyr, you can see that each orc is carrying what you initially think to be a water skin, but it appears to just be an animal bladder that they've filled with something. And as they all begin to drink from it, you see that what they're drinking, they're also pouring on the wounded.
Oh.
It is some kind of grog, but judging by the smell, there's some kind of meat to it.
And they pour it on their wounds too.
Yeah.
Zephyr, for funsies, roll me a nature check if you don't mind.
Sure. That, I mean, I could maybe see 10.
The smell is familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. But it's definitely alcoholic and meaty, whatever it is. But all of them are
meaty or meaty?
Meaty, as if there was meat contained within it.
Okay.
Well, it was in an animal bladder.
Yeah, but like even when the liquid comes out of it, it smells like blood and flesh.
Yeah.
Zephyr, all of them are carrying a quote-unquote water skin that contains this substance.
Including the troll.
Mm-hmm. And he's drinking from it heavily.
Well, I would like to spike the trolls.
Okay.
I think I know.
Man, this troll is just having a very bad day.
I know what he's thinking.
Hold on, though. Zephyr.
Yes.
You circle silently across the outskirts of their makeshift encampment. You get into position behind the troll, and you start to creep your way forward. He places the water skin down next to him and grumbles in pain as he continues to regenerate. But suddenly you hear an orc in the encampment. Oi! That you, boss? Boss?
Hmm?
Boss!
He smelt something.
Ah,
Come on, boss, we don't got time for this. They're on their way. We were just on our way to tells you.
ah,
After we had our fun, of course.
oh,
I
oh,
wonder if Zephyr can do impressions.
yeah. Ooh.
I think impressions. I never heard his voice, so I don't know what he.
Have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have. He encountered us at the ball. Remember?
Hold on. If Austin's making a mistake, that's on him. Zephyr, what do? It appears they're alerted to your presence, but have confused you for someone else.
Uh-huh.
Come on,
Nice.
baby. You got this.
It's that sinister sneaking.
Quick.
I will say, Zephyr, for your benefit, the troll himself appears oblivious. He does look around in confusion when the orcs start trying to search for their boss, but he himself does not appear to be aware of you, despite you being almost right up on him.
Did the
Uh-huh.
orcs look at him, or did they just kind of look in his vague
Smell.
direction?
Yeah, they sniffed the air and knew there was someone invisible lurking, so they assumed that was their boss. Sorry, Zeph, that was a natural 20 on perception on their part.
Yeah, I get it. There's no way I can. I don't think I can, disguise myself as one of them.
Come on, boss, stop bloody skulking!
Hmm.
I wonder if he stays silent, they'll like start to second guess their perception.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go hide the tree.
Zephyr, you climb up into a tree and hide. Roll stealth with advantage.
Yes. All right, 28.
Zephyr, you crouch in the branches of the tree above. You can see, now that you have an elevated view, the orcs are looking in your general direction, but don't seem to have an exact bead on you. They kind of sniff the air again. He's gone. Probably just fucking with us again.
Clever
Too
trap.
right. I'll be fucking glad when all this is over. Where's that big bloody pirate gonna be giving us our gold anyway?
Oh.
Got some information.
They said they'd be giving it to us when they give it to us. All we got to do is get the gunpowder out there and then blow it all to pieces. Easy.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get up to barbarous when there's no place to go but water.
Mm.
All right. One of the orcs kind of elbows the troll. You ready to move yet? I'll move when I'm ready. Little pointy, it got you good, didn't she? The troll takes a swipe at him, and the orc dances back, and all the orcs cackle at him. Old T-Bone lost his bones.
Now he's T-boneless.
He's the bone. He is now the boneless.
Shut your damn mouth, Seer.
That's his new nickname, the boneless.
Boneless?
All right. But they're probably going to tell their little friends that we're out here. Yeah, we need to get moving, boss. Let's go. This quote-unquote T-Bone slowly pulls himself up and lets the leather diaper just drape into the snow. It's covered in blood, but the worst of his wound appears to have recovered. Although he is completely naked now, at least from the waist down.
I was like, so he's just, hanging it out there.
Yes, yes, he is.
What's the rest of it?
T-boneless.
Oh no, it regenerated.
Yeah, he can regenerate.
He's a troll. They regenerate anything that's not fire or acid. And even then, they'll recover that eventually, just not immediately.
Yeah, it'd just be funny to think that even though he grew his dick back, he has no balls.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's like Deadpool rules.
I'm thinking Deadpool. Like, man, he's a child.
Little baby dick.
Yeah,
It
You know what?
grows.
Sure.
It grows.
He's got an awful little baby dick.
Oh my god, Twitch, don't ban us.
We've already said like.
Yeah,
Many
we said way worse, dude. We'll just go to Mixer.
We'll go to Mixer. God, imagine if saying we'll go to a competitor if that was the thing that got us banned.
I wouldn't do that. I don't care.
Get your shit. We're getting out of here. Yeah, don't wanna lose what's left of them. Zephyr, it appears attention is off you. You have evaded their notice.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get down and I'm like to, still invisible, just toss my ball bearings just all over, like just kind of like chunk the ball bearings over in their direction.
No, they'll think it's Lucifer fucking with them.
And Lucifer's actually just watching this entire thing, laughing to himself.
Oh.
He probably would laugh.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Zephyr, you unleash a tide of ball bearings into the orc encampment. Orcs promptly begin to slip on them. Bear in mind, the ground is also muddy and slushy. So you're in mud, which is hard enough to keep your footing in, speaking from experience, and then you got little metal balls under your feet that keep sliding out from under you.
Wait, wouldn't said mud trap the balls, though?
In theory, but remember, they would step on them, the ball would roll, and then the mud would mean there's zero friction keeping them from slipping.
So just a cacophony of orcs.
Yes,
and
orcs are
slipping.
eating entire shit everywhere. And as complete confusion and pandemonium breaks out, you can hear a few of the orcs call out, "Come on, boss! We're trying to get back! Oh, T-Bone's boneless now!"
While they're
Ain't your
all.
meaty pointy his sister done enough?
Ooh. I can hear Amanda laughing in the background.
Zephyr, you notice the troll, he goes still the moment the ball bearings go into the camp and squints and starts looking around. He's starting to get suspicious.
Yeah.
Do
He's
an
got a yellow exclamation point now.
You should do an impression.
I'm not gonna do an
so-
impression.
Man,
But
these guys are lucky that the real Lucifer's not there.
I know, right?
Like, if they insulted his sister like that while he was present, man,
T-Bone.
heads would
Remember, Lucifer
roll.
gave a crystal shit about them pointing a javelin to her throat, right?
yeah, I don't think he cares as much as.
Yeah, that's true.
Zephyr, what do you do?
He'd probably laugh.
Okay, so where's the troll's water skin again?
It was just kind of next to where he was sitting, which he did leave it when he stood up.
Yeah.
It's towards the rear of the camp, so it's a little bit away from the rest of the encampment.
Yeah.
You
Do
gonna
it.
sneak over?
Do it.
Do it.
And this is how Zephyr dies.
Oh.
No, I think
I don't
Family.
think Zephyr would die, even if
Yeah,
they like.
he would they would have to kill him in a single turn, or he would fucking vanish.
Yeah. I could easily get away from them, but
I feel like I know what he's doing.
oh yeah,
Do
I
it.
mean, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, I will. Here's the thing.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing.
I don't want to waste that, so I'm just gonna try to, just sneak over to his water skin and douse it with some that stuff.
The stuff, the magic stuff,
Which stuff?
the Star Blast
Yeah,
has.
Star Blast. I was trying to look where it was. So like,
Yeah.
it's white, so a lot of stuff is white.
Okay.
No, I knew this is where he was going, and I'm
I
for it.
knew he had some Star Blast.
Yeah,
No,
I
he had a lot.
Zephyr,
He's gonna
roll
try to
stealth.
intoxicate him.
roll stealth.
Yes.
Just pour an entire bottle of Star
Troll
Blast.
seems to start to be getting the idea that something's up, so he's going to be actively looking for anything suspicious.
By the way, are the orcs still slipping in the background?
Yes, yeah, the orcs are still just like having a fucking Benny Hill sketch behind you.
Oh my god.
30, 20.
All right, Zephyr, you sneak across the slushy ground as the orcs continue to yelp and screech. The troll looks around and sniffs the air, but his sense of smell doesn't seem to be quite as keen as his followers. As you approach the bladder, pop it open, again, you're hit with that crazy smell of meat and intoxication. It's looking inside, it's this sloshy brown substance.
Ugh.
Looks like literal vomit.
It kind of does, actually, yeah. Interesting fun fact. Part of the reason I had Zephyr roll for nature, I'll give the reveal of this later, just as a fun little world building thing. This is actually a Tebadran delicacy, if you can believe it. It's a special kind of alcohol that orcs learned how to brew and passed that technique to the Tebadrans.
Wouldn't he got an advantage on that check then?
Zephyr doesn't drink, remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
Drink.
good point.
I'm also way too young.
But they literally ferment the grease of meat and render it intoxicating. It can get non-orcs fucking sick from how intoxicating it is, but if you can get past the taste, the smell, and the illnesses it gives you,
If you can get past like its whole thing.
3 huge obstacles, it's great.
Why do Tebadrans drink it?
Because the Tebadrans are fucking idiots! And also because it's legitimately really strong, and Tebadrans take pride in the fact that they are one of the few nations that has it, which makes it a rare delicacy. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to be unique, which means they can sell it.
I see.
Zephyr, you slip a dose of Star Blast into the bladder and tie it back shut. Anything else you'd like to do?
I was half tempted to be like, what if I also poisoned it on top?
Yeah, get him like
It
crazy high,
kind of
crazy drunk.
did.
Well, I mean, like actual just poison, not alcohol poison.
It'd probably take a lot of Star Blast to alcohol poison a troll.
But I will take my leave.
All right, one final stealth check.
This is where he gets caught.
That one.
Oh nope, it's a 29.
Yeah, that'll
Nice.
do it.
That'll do,
Zephyr,
Zephyr.
From right
That'll do.
under the troll's nose, you invisibly slip away into the forest and away as the orcs continue to struggle to find their footing and regain their bearings.
Bearings.
Yeah, bearings. The troll scowls, but seems to eventually be content that it probably is either just
Oh my
happenstance or Lucifer fucking with them.
I just thought of the best thing, Matthew.
What's that?
The troll's trying to regain its balls, and they're trying to regain their bearings.
You know what? yeah, you're not wrong. That's funny. I'll give you that.
Episode.
The name of the episode. Balls of
Ball
bearings.
bearing.
Balls
Ball
of
bearing.
bearing.
I was thinking maybe bearing balls.
Or
Yeah, but that one just sounds a little
un-
too crude.
Yeah,
What about
so-
unbearable?
Detonated someone's nuts. How is that not going to be crude?
And I don't regret it, Matthew.
No, you shouldn't. He
It's
was
like-
attacking me.
The unbearables.
Caleb, as Lucien says a healing prayer to cure the wounded, and helps you organize the troops. You start divvying up patrols to search for these ambushing greenskins and scour them from the sprint wood before they can report to their boss. Zephyr has taken the initiative and attempted to drug their leader. We'll see if that takes.
Yeah.
And sabotage their attempt to break camp. Potentially, that may give you the time and edge you need to catch them, because from the sounds of it, they are indeed planning to make their way back. And apparently, whatever project Lucifer has them doing involves detonating something with gunpowder to cut you guys off from Barbarous.
Kind of like how Lucien detonated a troll's balls.
That's gonna be the new thing.
Yep.
That's not going anywhere.
Nope.
But that is where we're going to end.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was leading into that.
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah, did you have fun?
I did.
Any complaints?
None at all. This was a great episode.
I'm glad you had a good time. All right, yeah, you get some sleep. I'll just be doing the outro.
Having
Okay.
a good time.
Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer, obviously detonating a troll nutsack.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes, post on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network, wherever you get podcasts from. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including His Majesty's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That is 5 with a PH, don't get it wrong.
No, Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah, don't fucking do that. I'm worried my ego is going to inflate.
What?
When you said His Majesty.
Oh.
And if you enjoy what we do, please support us on Patreon. That link to be posted as well. On Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Odd Tornado Productions. And follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/TornadoOdd. The TNO are capitalized if you want to get immediate updates whenever we go live, as well as updates on all of our other projects. If you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time for our Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods in a race against technology-worshipping cultists. Thanks, everyone at the table, so much for playing. Thanks, everyone at home, so much for watching. And we'll see you all next week.
Hey.